Weighing day. Let's fucking do this. So we check weight. So we're back at our naughty resort to go and make weight because it's weighing days. John's got a couple of keys to go, so gonna sit in the sauna, sit in the microwave. Free to go. No good for me.
Kilo under.
So we are the moral support. We're helping John out. He's got a couple of keys to go. So he's in there. Fucking supposed to suiting up. Don't miss that shit. But yeah, me and the toner underweight. So now to go to weigh-ins. This is the perks. Been on weight. Good work, good work. Jeez. Good, grind it out. Make sure you just keep swallowing that water. Water. Ta ta ta. Last like 10-15 minutes, mate. So you've only got 15 minutes left, so just get as much off as possible. 0. And then jump on. Oh yeah. 62 now. Joys are making weight. How you feeling, John? You alright? Yeah? Yeah, do you know what I mean? We've got just over an hour. And that buffet, jeez. Shit's gonna go down, mate.
Just gonna go forward, let him out with the water, so I just leave him there. Go away.
It's gonna be like one of them 20,000 calorie challenges from fucking 12 o'clock.
I'm thinking like this, yeah.
What 12 o'clock, man? I want the breakfast one then.
Yeah, no, I need something work. So I
Yeah.
need some waffles, man. I'm real tall, man.
Yeah.
I want some of them fucking waffles and pancakes and shit.
And shit.
But people like this, you're gonna be a heavy
Pancakes
boy when
and
you fight
blueberries.
Sky. You're gonna be a heavy boy when you fight Sky.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
You're gonna go back to 65 kilograms.
I'll probably go
At
over
least.
Yeah.
At least.
You're gonna be my weight, and you're fucking flying a super featherweight. You're gonna fucking knock his ass out, man. Real
Pow.
talk. Real talk, man. So think of it like that, man. Just a little bit of hard work now. You're gonna be fucking heavy for that cunt.
I won't be in for
And when you see them body shots into that boy's midsection, it's gonna be raw for him, man. Them 8 ounce gloves gonna be fucking
You ain't
raw.
gonna know what's coming, yeah.
It'll be like me hitting him. Real, yeah.
I never thought in 8 ounce gloves it would all fucking feathers on your
I
hand.
know, I only
Yeah.
fought 10s before.
I'm buzzing for
10s and
that.
12s or
10s I've only ever fought in.
10s, man.
I used to stop people in 16, so fucking fighting in 8s, mate. Woo-wee!
Man, I fucking fought Danny Starfield with 10 ounce gloves on the net, so.
Sick. So we're going to discuss weight making strategies. It'll be like chew gum and spit, and just they won't have you eating or drinking anything for like on fight week, which is just ridiculous. So in this clip, as you can see, John, we went down to the sauna the morning of the fight. He had a couple of kilos to sweat off, and again, I don't advise anyone sitting in the sauna for too long or sweating out too much, because it all comes down to recovery. The thing is, from when especially when you dehydrate, it doesn't only just take water out of your body, it takes things like your electrolytes, the sort of like cerebral protection and cushion around your brain, that also gets dehydrated and therefore diminishes. So when you're taking that impact to your head, your brain doesn't have its cushioning, so there's no real protection, which is where you start to get the sort of long-term injuries, sorry, and also things like you get the deaths and that in sport, and a lot of that is down to poor weight making strategies and just over reliance on things like dehydration. So I always advise, for anyone that I know, I train with, I work with, I'd always advise getting as close to your weight possible through sort of nutritional strategies. So obviously in your camp you're going to be in like a caloric deficit. That doesn't mean just not eating, that means you just want to be in a slight caloric deficit, so you're going to slowly lose your body weight. Don't think you can lose a stupid amount of weight in a really short period of time. So if you've got a fight coming up, I'd give yourself 8, 10, 12 weeks to make weight. Like, so get your nutrition dialed in like 12 weeks beforehand. What you don't want to be doing is getting like 6 weeks out from a fight and having a stone and a half to go, and then just like basically panic cutting. Which is what a lot of people are doing. They just go on them like savage little yo-yo diets. And you hear people in the gym that'll be going like really low carb, no carb, going keto. You cannot spar, you cannot perform a glycolytic exercise such as boxing and not have any carbohydrates in your body. You will get banged out. Trust me, when you're sparring and you've had no carbs, it's disgusting. It is the quickest way to become an absolute bloody punch bag or ragdoll. I've done this before, and it is just ruthless. It doesn't work. So you need to keep your carbs high. Just keep yourself in a caloric deficit, but keeping those carbs high. On top of that, and get to things like fight week. That's when you can go like low. Each gram of carbohydrate stores 4 grams of water, so you get that initial flush effect, and you can drop quite a significant amount of weight. Drop like 10 or 12 pounds or so. Obviously everyone's unique, so it depends on the person. But yeah, so I definitely recommend doing things like that. You can go like low residue diet, which is where you minimise the amount of sort of vegetables you eat, but you do tend to eat higher carb. And what that does, all the vegetables, because they've got so much volume, they collect a lot of water as they're passing through your gut. So you just basically minimise that volume of food passing through your gut, which again takes away a lot of weight. With regards to dehydration strategies, it obviously depends on how long you've got between weigh-ins and fight night. So if you've got something like 24 to 30 odd hours, obviously if you're weighing in the morning before your fight, you can be a little bit more lenient with the amount of weight you can cut and how dehydrated you can be up to the scales. But again, you still don't want to take the absolute piss with this, because the only thing that is going to be sacrificed within this is your performance. So two strategies for dehydration. There's obviously, as you can see in this clip, is John. He was down in the sauna, and that was the morning of the weigh-in. You want to be as dehydrated for the least amount of time possible. So if you're doing things like saunas and steam baths and all that, hot baths, Epsom salt baths, you want to do that like the morning of. Don't be doing that a couple of days lead up to the fight and training in sweatsuits leading up to the fight like the week before. Because all you're doing is enhancing the amount of dehydration and the effect of that dehydration, the damaging effect of that dehydration. So don't worry about cutting that weight off too early. You want to be as dehydrated for the least amount of time possible. So the morning of the fight, that is when I'd go down and have either your bath or go and do the sauna. So you can see here we did time the sauna. Again, I still don't really like saunas anyway for cutting weight, because it's a lot of stress on your body. Your body's under nutritional stress because you're in a caloric deficit. There's that physical stress because of how much you've been trained and how much you've been training up to that fight. You've got that psychological stress because you're going to go and have a fight. And on top of that, you're about to put your body under heat stress as well. So again, that's just a lot of stress that's added up. But anyway, so if you're going to do that, like I said, I'd aim just to cut maybe maximum like 5% of your body weight the morning of. You don't want to be going much more than that. So if you're 70 kilos, you don't really want to be cutting any more than say 3.5 kilos, because when you start cutting more than that, again, that is going to seriously hinder your performance the next day. And then also your recovery isn't going to be optimal. So fuck's sake, it's quinoa, it's all in my teeth. The next is water loading. So what happens is, if you're waiting on the Friday, on the Sunday you wake up, and this is when you start your water loading strategy. So whatever you weigh in kilos, so if you weigh 75 kilos, you want to drink that amount of water in, basically a 10% of that in water in litres. If you weigh 75 kilos, you're going to be averaging out about 7.5 litres of water, which is a lot, which is an awful lot of water. So you're going to be aiming to get in about 7.5 litres of water. You're going to do that for 3 days. So you do that up to the Wednesday. The Thursday, you cut that right the way down. You have like a litre of water. And what this does is essentially this tricks your body, so it makes it think it's ultra hydrated, so you'll just be pissing like a racehorse. You'll be constantly pissing. So then on the Thursday, you take that right the way down, just drink like a litre of water, but you'll still be urinating loads. And then you don't drink, obviously, on the Friday if you're weighing. And that's it, and you just keep pissing like everything out. On top of that, you need to think about your recovery and your rehydration. So from your weighing, as soon as you step off that scale, I'd make up a big jug of something with a lot of electrolytes in it, and obviously you want to be ultra hydrated, so like a smoothie, pour a load of electrolytes in, get some just fast acting sugars, go straight into your body. But over the next course of time, depends on how much weight you've cut, depends on how much you have to rehydrate. But make sure when you are rehydrating, you're not just drinking water. You want to make sure that you're getting electrolytes in. Electrolytes are those nutrients and minerals that come out in your sweat. So you need to make sure that you're replenishing those. If you're just drinking water, that can be a huge problem. So if you're just drinking water, all you're doing is thinning your blood, thinning your nutrients more. So you need to make sure that you're getting a good solid amount of electrolytes in. You can get these in the form of things like Diarylyte. Diarylyte is exactly what the letters are, because that replaces your electrolytes when you've got the shits. Things like them Zero tablets, I think SIS do them. You see them anyway in like Tesco's, Holland and Barrett. But yeah, make sure you're getting those in. Anyway, so just to round it up, make sure you're getting as close to your weight as possible with nutritional strategy. Obviously, you want to be as dehydrated for the smallest amount of time possible. So if you're going saunas, hot baths, do that the morning of your weigh-in. Obviously, you've got things like water loading, and get out of the idea of all the old school shit methods like training sweatsuits a month out or a couple of weeks out from a fight, because what that's going to do is just diminish your performance. And again, things like chewing gum and spitting in a bucket, it's pointless. It's really not going to make that much of a difference. Anyway, stay safe out there, gang. Train hard, train smart. For the weigh-ins, going to weigh in now and weighing our opponents tomorrow. You feeling, Mac?
Good, man.
Yeah? How about you? What you saying, Con?
Not too bad, mate. I'll be cheerleading on.
Wouldn't spend anything less. Azuma? Are you feeling, Phil?
Yeah, not bad, bro.
Buzzing!
Looking forward to the fight, the action, yeah? Always. Man, I can't wait as well.
The need to start on time, and we can assure you that tomorrow we are going to be very prompt, so all the boxers should get ready. We are not going to waste anybody's time, and that's definitely a promise that we are going to fulfill. So this afternoon or this morning, the exercise is very simple. We're going to ensure that all the boxers are making the weight for the categories they are fighting in. But before we get to that, it's important that we acknowledge the presence of the president of the Ghana Boxing Authority, Mr. Peter Zwenes.
He's one of our former greats, former national and African junior middleweight champion, now based in Italy. He's been there for so many years. He's found the time to be here on a visit, and he's here with us. Can we acknowledge Harry Mukin? All the way from Italy. And of course, I can see our one and only WBC referee Atayedi Papu also here. Let's acknowledge. Thank you very much. We are grateful to Peter Heeman and the Professor Azuma Nelson for coming to our aid once again. You guys came to the boxing scene a few years ago, and we are grateful to them for all that they've been doing to enhance.
The one and only. 10 years world champion. No time.
Good morning. I'm happy to see you all here. I believe we all know why we are here. Tomorrow is the action.
Yes.
The time is 6 o'clock, sharp to start. I want you to be like a white people. This fight is going to be a tough fight. And I want you all to be there, enjoy yourself, and let's be together. Once again, thank you.
Thank you.
Relati here. Okay, please step forward and G and Anna, right? $62. 62. Philip Quarte.
Wow.
64. Let's put your hands together for them. 74. Ofe Dodu. 74. Philip Owusu from the UK. 74. We're even. The difference will be the strength of the punches. There we go.
That's a flex.
Right, thank you, gentlemen. And please head to the medical doctor. A lot of currency. Everybody want to see how that is going to go. Azuma Nelson Jr. versus Prosper Jivor. Well, Prosper has made his intentions very clear. He said he's going to stop Azuma Nelson Jr. in round 2. 59. 59. Prosper has promised his fans. He said this fight won't travel past round 2. So we'll see how that goes. And he only made that on TV. Prosper Jivor.
60.
Round 2 guy. 62. 62.
That's it.
Raphael Kane and Anthony Allende. And Anthony, for those who missed the press conference, said he lost his first fight, he came back, he beat the opponent, and he's never lost a fight again.
You talk.
67.
What's the weight again?
I told you.
148. 148. Raphael King. Raphael King.
Round 1 back.
Raphael King. 148. So it looks like the weights are even. So now we're going to see the strength of the punches.
That's it.
Right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, now let's head this way and talk to the doctor. So we have on the scale now Kieran Lester, 168. 168. You surprised? Emmanuel Neem. 1682. Okay, so 168, 168. International middleweight contest.
Show him something what to do.
Yeah.
Show him something what to do.
Kieran says I'm here to make UK proud. Emmanuel Neem says I won't come from Kumasi and allow you to come into the city. All right, thank you very much.
Eating out. Yes, John. Sure. So the weigh-ins were a fucking farce. Basically, my opponent didn't make weight. not even that. I weighed him first, and like 168, and I was like, stopped and looked at the geezer, and I was like, how the fuck am I 168? I was 160 this morning. And he's like, I 168, and conveniently my opponent was the same 168. So I got a reweigh in. Turned out I was 162 or something, and yeah, the cunt was 168. Bear in mind, I saw him on Monday in a sweatsuit at the gym, so he's boiled down to that. And they were like, oh yeah, but we can boil off, and I was just like, fuck off.
So do me a favor, please, and get out of here, man.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Give me my monies, innit?
So basically, I just said to him, look, you either make weight or you fuck off. And they're like, oh, we've got this other middleweight. And I was like, I don't trust you lot. I don't know who the fuck this other middleweight will be or what his record is. And he's like, well, he's had 7 fights. And I was like, I don't want to beat someone up. I don't want to come to Ghana just to be a knob and just give someone a beat down. Like, what am I going to gain out of that? Oh, you fucking chilly bit. All they try and do is fuck us. They even give us shit keys for the room. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of that one. But all the boys' fights are still on, bar mine, so I've just got to be fucking cheerleader number 2 now. Winning.